And here's an interesting place. Because at this place, they're no longer in the gravity pull of the Earth, but they fall down in the pull of the moon. It's like going up a hill. It would go like, and here they're rather slow, and then they're going to go faster down around the moon. So that's an interesting part. Now, here's another interesting part. They have to slow down in order to come in a lunar orbit. So they have to turn around like this, and they're going to blast the service propulsion system. And I have my thing here, my little note. But they're going to have to do it when they're on the far side of the moon, and they don't have any communication anymore with the Earth. So as they didn't have, they didn't know how much fuel they had, everything, all the information was coming from the Earth and was given to them through, communications means. And so it was a risky moment, because when they come here, they lose communication with the Earth, and it's the very first time that these three men are like three men in a tub all alone on the far side of the moon. And that's pretty scary, isn't it? Right, exactly. So after the loss of signal, they have to wait 3 minutes and then blast this thing for about 4 minutes. It was precise. I say about because I'm very bad with numbers, and then they would drop around the orbit, and then if everything went well, they'd get the signal 45 minutes later, and that's what happened. And so everything worked well. The first orbit was like this, and then I'm exaggerating. And then after they had to blast again to go around like this properly. So they spend 20 hours, I think, if I remember properly, to do 10 lunar orbits and to take pictures of the moon. And these guys they're looking at the moon all the time. I mean, Anders is in charge of taking pictures, and at one point Borman asks him if he's allowed to take the pictures, and Anders says, nope. I'm the photographer. And then comes the fourth revolution, in which Lovell has to use the sextant, which is fixed somewhere in the command module, to have a better view of the moon and to be able to measure something. And there they have to turn the spacecraft around, and then suddenly Andrew says, "Hey, look at that! That's really pretty." And actually, he's looking at an Earthrise, which I hope we will find soon. So, which is here. It's the first one that they see. Anders wants to take a picture. He only has black and white film, so he asks Lovell to give him color film. Borman is like, no, that's not part of the mission. You're not going to do it. And Anders doesn't listen to him and takes, I think it was the picture of the century, actually. So that was pretty beautiful. And it's a nice sight, don't you think? Okay. So let's go into, because I'm sure I'm late. Okay. So I guess that was the most important part of the mission for humanity. I think it was to go to the moon and to discover, in fact, the Earth and the beauty of the Earth. Then follows with the trans-Earth injection, so they have to blast this, and this was pretty risky again because they had to do it in a moment where they didn't have any communication with the Earth. Pretty risky business. And then it was back to Earth for 2 days. I will not tell you about the telecast because I don't have time. And this is their splashdown somewhere in the Pacific Ocean. So I guess that's it.